Hello everyone, in this video I would like to show you how to create an adaptive block of a window. So let's start. I've already prepared some lines that we can use, and when we copy it over this wall we need to create a wipeout so we can hide everything behind the door, behind the window. So first I need to check that all these elements are checked. The most important is the extension, because when I want to create a wipeout I want to make it a little bit bigger than these lines, because I want to actually hide the thickness of this very thick line. So I move here, you should see this dash dot line, so you type 20, then we move here, we select this point, type 20 again, go to this point, type 20 and do the same here, so type 20, and when we are finished we hit enter, and then we need to send all these lines to the front except the wipeout. So right click, draw order, bring to front. Perfect. So now we have the window. The next thing we need to do, we need to transform this window into block. So we click on create, or you can just type block on your keyboard and hit enter, and we can name it something like adaptive window. It's already second window in this project, so I type 2 second and select pick insertion point, which I want to pick this one. Okay, so perfect, great. So we hit OK, and now it's a block. So when we select it and copy it somewhere, we can use it multiple times. But the problem is that right now we are unable to change the dimensions. So select the block and click on edit, or you can type B edit. So B edit and select the window, and now we are in a block editor. So the first thing we need to do is to set a base point. So this is, it will be here, and also alignment tool, which we create clicking on this point and go left. What does it do? If I click on close block editor and click on insert new block, now it will automatically rotate based on lines. So anytime, we don't need to rotate it manually, we just need to find the line we want to follow with the window and it will automatically rotate. Okay, perfect. So the next thing I want to do is to actually make it possible to change dimensions, and maybe we want to be able to flip the window. So one time it's at the bottom, the window, and the second time it's on the top. So the first thing we need to do is to define the thickness, which we will use with this linear tool, and we can change the name, so it's thickness, and also we need to change the number of grips to just 1, so we have just the start point and this arrow. The next thing we need to do is to actually define the width, so create another one, change the number of grips to 1 and change the name to width. Perfect, so we have thickness and width. The last thing we need to do is to define flipping. So I click on flip, click on the midpoint and another midpoint, and click somewhere here that it's a flip state. Maybe we can leave it here, probably, it's no problem. Perfect. So the next thing we need to do is to be able to stretch this part of the element. So we go to actions, select stretch, we select the dimension we want to use, this arrow, and then we need to draw a rectangle around all these elements that we want to stretch, and then we need to select them. We need to uncheck these two elements using the shift and hit enter. So now if we finish the block, we can select it, and using this arrow we can make it longer. If we type region again, all, yeah, so we can make it smaller and bigger. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to define the thickness. So I click on stretch and I select thickness, I select this arrow, and then I draw a rectangle around these elements, and I select everything. So I don't need to select this thickness and the arrow, but I need to select the wipe out all these lines, and I can select width. So if we change the thickness, the arrow will move with the thickness of the wall, so we can do that. So hit enter. And the last thing, no, not the last thing, the next thing we need to do, we need to make sure that this flip state will always be in the center of the window. So if we change the thickness and we flip it, it will always stays in the center of the wall. So we click on stretch, we select thickness, this point, we draw a rectangle around the flip state, and we select the flip state and also the arrow, and hit enter. So we created another stretch, but this time we need to change something there. If you click on the stretch, you can see all the elements that are in the stretch, and we need to go to properties and change this distance multiplier from 1 to 0.5, because it always should be in a half of the distance. So this will keep it there. And the last thing we need to do is to actually design a flipping. So I click flip, I select this arrow, and now we can select the elements that we want to flip. In this case, the only three things that we need to flip are these lines, because this line and this line, they are the same. So we hit enter and it's done. So I close the block editor, save changes. I can create another window, so adaptive window number 2. I need to find the right location, for example here. Then I select the window, I can change the thickness. You can see that the mirror tool moved too. Also we can move it to the right a little bit. We need to use again region all, like this. And now if you want, you can use the flip. And I think that's all for this video. So see you next time.